Good afternoon, class. Well, just wanted to shoot you a quick video, let you know that the discussion boards have been graded and overall did a really good job. Excited about really the class and how well y'all did. Now, I do want you to realize that the first discussion board I do grade a little bit liberally and leniently, just simply because I'm trying to help you get into the mode of what we're trying to cover, and also provide some helpful hints for how you might be able to in the future discussion boards to really up your game, so to speak. But do want to highlight a couple of things that some of y'all will, generally speaking, we might be able to do a little bit better as a class. And first thing is, just remember always to read the question and to answer each part of the question as thoroughly as you can. And basically, the answers to these questions are in the textbook, so you can find them there. A lot of times you just become a little bit too general in what you might add into your post, so make sure that you give all the critical pieces of data or evidence that pertain to that particular part of the question. So just be as specific and as thorough and as detailed as you can. Also, in terms of your replies, we do want to remember that this is master's levels work and we are in an academic setting, and so we want to make sure that we reply really in a way that is consistent with the level of work that we're trying to accomplish. So make sure that as you critique your fellow students' post, do so using the material that you found in the readings, or you can also use obviously other sources that might provide evidence for maybe a differing of opinion or whatever the case might be. But if you are going to state your opinion, make sure you do so with some sort of citation, footnote, some scholar or some piece of evidence that supports your conclusion or your perspective or your position. That just helps bring great credibility to what you're trying to say. So I do want to see a little bit more interaction between the students' posts, the reading material, and your reply. And do so critically thinking, and I think that you'll continue to get better at that. Some of you did a great job, others did pretty good as well, but just want to improve, and that's really a key to this course. It's just consistent improvement, always trying to do better and get better. Also, make sure that you have 2 citations per reply and 5 citations for your discussion board posts. Now, some of you may need to take a look at the writing guide so that you understand the proper way to format a footnote. Please do that. That will help you. Also, if you need to proofread your work before you post it. That might be helpful for some that struggle with spelling or grammar. So but really, guys, you did a great job this week. Really proud of your work. Also want to make a few suggestions for this coming week. Obviously, we do have a quiz that's due Sunday night, so make sure you study hard, read over the material from last week and this week. The quiz will cover both weeks, and I would just go through that time and time again, highlighting the most important issues, things that you think are important, just going over it and over it. That's going to do 2 things for you that will help with the quiz. Number one, it'll help you become familiar with the textbook material, and secondly, it will at the very least help you become familiar with where the material is. So if you run across a quiz question that you don't know the answer for, you'll be able to quickly find it in the book because you're very familiar with where that content is. So that might be helpful. The quizzes, are generally one of the more difficult aspects of the course. Some students excel with the quizzes, others do not do very well at all. I think it's just a matter of study and learning the material, but I think that you guys, if you know the material, you'll do a good job. I'm confident of that. Also, with the discussion boards for this week, again, just want to highlight, make sure you answer them thoroughly, providing all the evidence for each of your answers that the question may ask for. Especially when it comes to the dates for the birth, life, death, and ministry of Jesus. Don't just put the date down. We need the critical data that help us establish those dates. And there are several pieces, and a lot of times students fail to put in their discussion board posts all the important pieces of evidence that come not only within the Scripture, but even, sorry about that, but even those that are outside of the Scripture, and you'll find what some of those are. With some of the questions are very straightforward this week. Number 2, listing the 4. Says list and describe the 4 criteria for authenticity. That question is really straightforward. Just list what they are and define them clearly so that I know that you know what they are. And then the first question is really focuses on the 3 major quests for the historical Jesus. This is a interesting question, and it is historically one of the more difficult ones just because it has a lot of pieces to it. But if you will make sure that you explain each one of those quests and the figures attached to those quests, and if you just answer the question as it is in the assignment, answer each one of those, you'll do well. But there are a lot of dates, a lot of, you hit the highlights of each one of the quests, how they began, how they ended, etc., etc. You'll do well. So I'm confident you guys are going to get this down and do a great job. I just want you to know that I'm here for you. One of the keys to this course is keep on improving, keep on trucking, keep on working hard. It will fly by, and I know that it may seem overwhelming now, but there's a lot more to come, but it will go quick. So do your best to keep up. All right, well, you guys have a great week. Talk to you later.